Hello students, I just wanted to go over a problem in your homework section 2.2, problem number 11, and I want to go through the steps to show you what's involved. This problem actually has 33 parts to it, so it's a lot. So I wanted to go through it and show you. When you look at the data, you're going to see a little blue rectangle. If you click that rectangle and click open in Statcrunch, then it should open up your Statcrunch so that you can work. If it did not open, sometimes up at the top right hand corner there'll be a pop-up that you can, a pop-up blocker. You can check that and tell it to open up. So now what happens in this problem, they are asking us to construct a frequency distribution with the first class having a lower class limit of 0 and a class width of 0.50. So when you go to Statcrunch, you're going to go to you're going to go to Data, you're going to go to Bin Data, you're going to do the drop down that says Variable 1, and then you're going to select the Start At, and it told us to start at 0 and start at 0.05, or 0.5, I'm sorry, so 0.5. And then you will do compute. Now what this does, it puts all the data into classes. Now you want to construct a frequency distribution using those classes. And close this. We're going to go to Stat, and we're going to go to Tables, and we're going to go to Frequency. We're going to select Bin, and we're going to notice frequency and relative frequency are highlighted, so we are going to go to Compute. And so now a table is generated for you. Notice this table does not match what you're going to come up with. It's going to be similar. So what happens is our data, if you look at this, has 2 decimal places. And this table only has 1 decimal place. So when you go to adjust, you have to adjust your upper class limit. You're going to think about this value, the 0.5 being 0.50. You have to take 1 off of 50, 0.50, and it makes it 0.49. So that's what you're going to place in this box. And notice the frequency is 4, so we have 4 here. So you're going to have to adjust all the way down. Notice you have a 1, think of that as 1.00. Well, if I take 1 off of 100, it's 0.99, and that's where this comes from. If you look down, there should be a class somewhere that is missing. Yes, if you look at 3 to 3.5 and then it skips to 4, what that means is there was a class between that is missing, so it should be 3.5 and when you look over here, it should be 3.5 to 3.99, and you put in a 0. So if there's a class missing, be sure to fill in that missing class. So that's an example of the frequency distribution, frequency table. Now, if you scroll down, the next part you're going to have to do will be relative frequency. The classes will remain the same. Notice it says round to 2 decimal places, so you'll have to take each one of these values and round this to 2 decimal places all the way down. Remember, if your value beside the second one is 5 or higher, you round up. So notice this one ends up being 0.17. So anyway, that's how that goes. So if you scroll down, the next thing they ask to do is to construct a frequency histogram. The way you do that, I'm going to go ahead and close this. I'm going to select Graph. I'm going to come down to Histogram. Notice they want just a frequency histogram. So I'm going to do Variable 1, and I'm going to come down. Notice it's selected frequency, but I have to tell it where to start. So remember, our value was at 0, and we were counting by 0.5, so 0.5. And so then you will come down to the bottom and compute, and it will make a histogram for you. The next part, and you'll select which one matches. The next piece you'll do is says construct a relative frequency. Same place. I lost my Statcrunch. Let's see, where'd it go? There it is. You can do Options Edit if you want to, and then change from frequency to relative frequency. Leave this as 0 and 0.5, and do compute. And then notice it's very similar. The histogram will look the same, except the numbers on the side will be decimals, so you'll have to find that one. Okay, next thing they ask you to do is look to see, describe the shape. Notice the skewness is in the tail of the graph. So if this tail is to the right, notice this thing is skewed right. So that's what we have there. Now they're going to ask you to construct another frequency distribution. And this time, though, they tell you to start at 0 and 1. So you should go back to where you have to bend the data. And you're going to have to put in 0 and 1 here. Sorry, I'm choking for some reason. And select variable 1 and compute. And so notice this will bend the data in those classes, and you'll have to do a new stat, tables, frequency. You will select the last row that's bend and compute. And so now you have a new table of data using new classes. And it will continue down through here. Asking you the same thing, type of thing. So I just wanted to make this video to show you how to go about doing the problem 11 in section 2.2. Hope this helps. Continue working. Thanks. Bye.